Freedom and power, two forces that shaped history. But what happens when an emperor admits he was wrong about both? Today, we're diving into a fascinating private conversation with Napoleon Bonaparte that completely changes how we see Haiti's independence.
You know what makes this so compelling? It's like watching someone's worldview shift in real time. Here's Napoleon, who tried to reconquer Haiti, having this incredibly candid conversation about its leaders.
Well, let's break down these two Haitian leaders first. In the north, you've got Henri Christophe, who's basically running this system where, get this, he declares people free but then forces them to work on plantations under threat of punishment.
Hmm. And Napoleon actually mocks this approach, right? Calling it beautiful freedom. That's pretty rich coming from him.
Right, and here's where it gets really interesting. In the south, you've got Alexandre Pétion running what they called a municipal republic. No fancy titles, no forced labor. They're actually comparing this guy to Jefferson and Washington.
So, what do you think made Pétion's approach so different from Christophe's?
Well, from what we can see, Pétion was focused on actual governance rather than just power. He built this system without all the pompous titles and arbitrary authority. And here's something fascinating. His name wasn't even chosen to honor the French revolutionary Pétion. It was just a childhood nickname that stuck.
That's such a human detail in the middle of all this political drama. And didn't Pétion make some pretty sharp observations about France?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. He said he could see France more clearly from Haiti than people could see it from the Tuileries Palace. And he made this brilliant comparison about how the French Restoration government was treating former revolutionaries like the mulattoes of France, giving them positions that looked important but had no real power.
You know what's really striking about this whole conversation? It's Napoleon's admission that he made mistakes during the Peace of Amiens regarding Saint-Domingue.
Exactly. And here's the key quote. He says, well, they want to be free. Let them remain free, since they are worthy of being so. This is a complete turnaround from his previous position. He even dismisses Christophe's royal pretensions with this amazing line about, let him play the king.
That must have been quite a moment. Napoleon Bonaparte, of all people, basically endorsing Haitian independence.
And what's particularly fascinating is how he frames it in terms of practical politics. He's talking about establishing good trade relationships instead of trying to maintain colonial control. It's like he's stumbled onto modern international relations theory before it existed.
These ideas about freedom and self-governance, they're still so relevant today, aren't they?
Absolutely relevant. Look at how many nations today are still wrestling with these same questions about power, legitimacy, and freedom. And here's something to consider. Pétion's forces were assumed to be significantly larger than Christophe's, which really shows how different approaches to leadership can affect military strength.
It's like watching the birth of modern democracy in real time, isn't it? While Europe was still mostly monarchies, here's Haiti trying to figure out democratic governance.
Well, that's what makes this conversation so powerful. It's not just about Haiti or Napoleon, it's about this fundamental shift in how we think about power and freedom. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. We will keep finding new ways to make old history feel surprisingly current.
Looking forward to exploring more historical moments that still echo in our world today.